Hey everybody, it's Sir Willow. Wanted to just drop in. This week's going to be a little goofy, but I wanted to give you an update, let you know on some things happening, and about some big changes that may be coming, including this. This may be about the last time you see this set. We've had some changes happen in our life where my daughter got a full time job, moved out. She's moved up to Springfield into her own place for the first time, which she's very excited about, but it has meant that her room at our house is now empty and open. So we are starting the process of taking my office at home, which is sitting in the dining room, and actually moving it into her bedroom. We've got a little bit of rewiring we have to do for my computer and other stuff, but I've actually got a new shelf that's in there already that's separated into cubbies, which means it's going to be a whole lot easier to organize. And rather than have two different places where I'm shooting and editing and other stuff, I'm going to get it down to one. That's the plan. So instead of shooting here in my office at church, you're going to see a lot of this stuff move over there and the whole thing redone and a whole new place to shoot. And I'll be able to do my live streams there. I'll be able to shoot my regular episodes there. I'll be able to do the editing there. It's all going to be one spot, which is going to be really nice. In fact, the plan is actually, if you kind of look through my window there, it's even to move the green screen over there. So I'll have everything centralized. Move my good microphone, and I will be in one location. So that I'm actually really looking forward to. It's going to be a little bit of a process. It's probably going to take me about a week and a half or so. But I do actually have my next episode of Confessions filmed already, which I actually filmed at my desk at home. So you'll see that set in it for the last time as well, because it's already being taken apart. That episode coming up is going to be another in my Dream Theme Park Resort series. And it is talking about really what may be my favorite park. It's my nerd park. And you'll just have to listen in and see what all I've got planned for that. It's really been a fun series to do. And even though it's not ever going to be real, I am using parts of the real to bring in and all sorts of inspiration. And there'll be a video there that if I could do the background of a park any way I wanted, the cast areas, I mean, that will be coming up in that series as well. But that's coming up for next Thursday. I was hoping to have it for this Thursday when you're probably seeing this, but I am just running out of time because there's so much going on and trying to get ready for this trip I am taking. I am leaving Sunday, fingers crossed, to head out to California. I will be at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom on Monday, October 11th, I believe it is. Trying to make sure I get the date right in my mind. Along with a couple other things, I'm going to be visiting the California State Railroad Museum and filming at both of those. So you'll have a couple of videos there. May actually end up doing two at the Railroad Museum. I may do one that shows the museum itself, and then another one where I talk about some of my memories of growing up in Sacramento, because that's home for me. So that might be fun. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet. But that's coming up. Be on the aware, I will have more trips coming up in the future. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. In fact, right now, November and December are kind of up in the air. We're supposed to be going to Israel, leaving November 19th. We don't know yet if we're going to get to go or not. And we may not know for a little bit. I've told people I'm going to make the call by mid to end of October. So by the time I get back from this California swing, I've got another little deal in Branson for 3 days. Yes, I'll have a video coming from Branson as well. But I will have that trip. And when that is done, at that point, we've got to make a call, because I'm not going to be waiting to the last minute. Israel has said they're going to let tourists in tourist groups, but we're not going as a group. We're going with friends, and so it's a little different, so we don't fit into that parameter. So we're not sure yet. But we will make a decision on that by the end of October. And if we don't go to Israel, I still hope we do. But if we don't, then you'll probably see some other things pop up, like a holiday trip to Six Flags St. Louis. I may try to squeeze in another Six Flags trip, and maybe do a few other things. And who knows, I may get another California trip or DC or something else in there too. So we're kind of waiting to see what all is going to happen and how that's going to work. I've got a lot of stuff planned for next year. I should say not planned, but in the works. There are a number of short trips. One of the things I'm able to do right now is I'm able to make these short, quick flights, fly out someplace, visit, and then come back the same day or the next day. And so I've got a number of things I'm hoping to be able to do. One of the things I've talked about with my patrons, thank you, patrons, um, is the possibility of visiting every single Six Flags park within 12 months. Don't know for sure it's going to happen, but that is on the possibility, as well as maybe trying it with the Cedar Fair parks as well, or at least get the ones I haven't been to or been to in a long time. So that one I've still got to get a pass. I've got my pass for Six Flags, but that's kind of on the table as well. So that's kind of what's there. I do have a couple other collabs in the works. Um, if I can be real with you for just a minute, I have been slightly disappointed that a couple of the collabs and interviews I've done haven't done better. I thought I would have had a lot more views uh, with the interview with Ron, the Dreamfinder, Ron Schneider, and I was really surprised that more people didn't tune into that one. Y'all don't know what you missed if you haven't seen it, really, because it's amazing. I do have a couple other things in the works though, where I may be able to do some other collabs. But if y'all want me to do collabs and help make it happen, I've got to get the views to let the people know that it's worth collabing with me. That's one of the things that a lot of people may not understand with collabs is there's kind of a reciprocal thing. Okay, I'm happy to collab with you. What do we both get out of it? Am I getting something or am I just feeding off of it? And I don't mind collabing with smaller channels. I've had a great time with several of them. But for me to get something going with some of the bigger ones or some of the more well-known people, I've had a couple of people ask me about interviewing some very well-known Imagineers. I'm not going to be able to get it with a few hundred views. So help me out there, share those things, view them, watch them, and get those numbers up. And that will help me do some things that I would really like to do. Um, Even things like some of the uh, bigger Disney and theme park YouTubers. I've talked with a couple of them, and I've actually had one tell me, I appreciate your stuff, but you're just not big enough. So let's see if we can't fix that. Okay. So there's my appeal for help from you. Um, and just kind of help get the word out. And as part of that, too, I've got an idea site. There's a link down below to my ideas board, idea boards, whichever it is. Check that, but also make sure that you are hooked up on my Facebook page, in particular with the fan page, facebook.com/the Sir Willow. Make sure you keep an eye on the events tab because that's going to tell you when I'm traveling, where I'm traveling, and how to see me. And I love to meet up with people, so please don't be afraid to do that. So that's a little bit about what's coming up, a little bit about what's going on. And yes, get ready to say goodbye to the set because it's all going to change and we will be moving it, most of it, to my house where it should have been anyways, and getting it all ready to go and organized and looking better. Now, unfortunately, I can't move my file cabinets because there's no room there. So this part of it is still going to stay here, and we will keep that. But yeah, that's a little look at what's coming up and how you can play a role and how you can help. And again, please give me your ideas about what you'd like me to do videos on. Keep in mind too, if it's something that somebody else is doing and they're doing better than me, I'm probably not going to fill in the same role. So if you want like a history of the parks, there's some people doing amazing stuff like that. Midway Mania, sorry, Midway to Main Street. See if I can get Rob Plays channel. Disney Dan does some amazing stuff. TPF Videos does some amazing things. TPM. And so if they're already covering those kinds of things, I'm probably not going to do it because they can do it so much better than me. But if there are things you'd like me to talk about, such as working inside the parks and what it's like, and maybe something I haven't covered or I haven't covered in a while, I would love to hear those ideas. So let me know, and we'll see what happens this next year with travel. Hey, Australia maybe. in Japan, if COVID allows. We hope. We hope. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for paying attention to my rambling and for your support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. God bless.